Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to my review of Watch Dogs. Now I've been reading up online as well as watching other people's YouTube videos and stuff about reviews on this game, and I really feel like those players haven't actually completed the game. Now I've actually only completed the main story, which I think is basically, considered completing the game. There are side missions and other collectibles and other little online things that you can do and mini games and all that other good stuff, which is pretty cool. They have other things that you can play besides the game, so kind of adds a little bit more length to it. But first off, I do want to just mention first off that this game is not completely optimized. I do have this game technically before it's released, but hopefully they will actually get this game optimized. I am playing this on the PC, but I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, so if it says like press Y to enter, yeah, it's because I'm using an Xbox controller. I'm going to stop all the music. So first off, I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and jump into something that's kind of action-packed, because that's, what I think a lot of players would be interested in seeing. And don't worry, I won't be doing any spoilers in the game, but if you want to read a little bit more, I'll add some stuff in the description box, but I will mention if, anything's going to be a spoiler. So let's go ahead and do the spider tank. Now, like I said, I won't ruin the story at all for you guys, because I think a lot of players were interested in knowing what this game had in store for it, as far as the story went. But we're going to go ahead and do this thing called the digital trip, which is kind of like a little mini game. And we're going to be running a spider tank, which I think is the best mini game, and I would say unarguably it's the best mini game in the game. Basically, you run around in a tank and you're just going to blow up stuff, and you have mission objectives, and it's really fast paced and it's pretty fun a few times. But it gets repetitive after you do it, multiple times. But it's still very cool, and I feel like this should have really been implemented into the main story. Like, this thing is just way too cool. And there's actually one section where there's a guy that creates a whole bunch of really cool things in the game. Like I said, I won't really spoil it, but they really should have incorporated this in the main storyline. So we're going to go ahead and just complete a few of the objectives. But you have a chain gun, and you also have your spider claws. You can also switch weapons to a rocket, but you do happen to have ammo for that. You can always pick up ammo, so it's not that big of a deal that, you run out of ammo. You also have your energy bar, but you have a few missions that you need to do, and then you can level the thing up. And then you can buy things that reduce the amount of stuff that reduces your energy. You can make it so you can switch weapons faster. That's actually kind of an important one that I should probably get. But you can also increase your energy, which is essentially like your stamina. I guess you could say ammo in one sense, because when you fire your chain gun, it does require energy, as you can see. It goes down relatively slow, but that's because I have actually upgraded it, and you can upgrade the damage on that, but it's pretty cool. What I really like with the spider, though, is being able to actually go on walls. It's just so satisfying. You'll see that I am dropping in frame rates. Now, one complaint that I have is I don't care that you're going to release a patch. Some players just won't have internet connection. Some players, they buy a game out of the box. And, I expect the game to kind of work out of the box. I understand if there's some exploits or things that are kind of wrong with the game, which I will mention later on. I'll show you a few things that kind of break the game. And, you're able to do things that you're not supposed to do, essentially. But, climbing on the walls as a spider, it's pretty cool. You can jump down. You can also get this thing that lets you slam on the ground, which I actually didn't buy yet, but for the most part, it can get kind of repetitive. It's cool, though. Like, the first time you see this, it is just so satisfying to play. And I was like, oh, I cannot wait to see if they incorporate this in the main story. But that's enough for this, because I've got a lot of stuff that I actually want to show you guys in the game. Like, I got some stuff I can still use. We're going to go ahead and wake up, which basically means get out of the minigame. But one thing that I really want to mention, I think that any game developer should actually listen to, is do not have something that's similar to Steam. Like, Ubisoft wants to do this Uplay thing. EA has their Origin. We have Steam. I think it's agreeable that everyone just use Steam. It's much more effective. Everyone wants to have their, ARC games or something like Origin or something just to incorporate, their games. I don't understand why. It frustrates me so much. Please, just have Steam. I don't want, like, all these other different applications that I need to actually run to actually have a game playing. But if you're playing on console, hey, I guess that's completely irrelevant. Now let me go ahead and show you a few things that can actually break the game, and it's kind of I don't know if you want to call it an exploit, because it's not really like breaking the game to the point where, I guess the designers didn't intend for it. But one problem with the game is, you'll see, okay, so I'll go ahead and get the cops on me, and get rid of this guy, and you can actually get rid of this guy. Hold on, watch this. If I pull my gun out on him, usually they'll shut up. But I can actually kill the person that's calling the cops, which is really cool. I like that a lot. But there's obviously more people that'll call the cops. But what we'll do is actually we'll want to get a motorcycle. You can spawn in vehicles, which is cool. Sometimes they spawn a little bit far away, which I really think is dumb. Like, this one's not too bad, but sometimes they'll be so far away. It's like, well, the point of calling in a vehicle is to have it, like, immediately. Now, you can't actually do it on missions. Missions will disable that feature, which is unfortunate. Now, you'll see over in the bottom right-hand corner, there's this little, like, circle that's activating. I need to get inside the circle so they can actually get the cops on me. But we're going to go ahead and we'll set a marker about over there. So we will be going over there, and I'll show you basically how to escape the cops. This also works if you're trying to escape gang members or basically anything through the story. This is just kind of a little bit of a thing that you can do. Like I said, I don't know if it's considered an exploit. I considered it kind of game breaking because it really stops some of the chases from being as intense. But let me go ahead and show you guys what you do. Let me just find a boat. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a boat. So for somehow I get hit by a vehicle, it's because I'm not paying too much attention to the road. I'm looking for a boat, and I think I spotted one over here, but you can't just go over the wall by running into it with your vehicle. Actually, you know what? I don't think there's a spot where I can get over it, so I'm just gonna get over it like this. Hopefully I won't get sniped out of the from the helicopter. Hopefully I won't get killed by that. But all we need to do, let's get ahead and get into the vehicle, because you take a little bit less damage while you're in the vehicle, it seems like that. Also, the sniper from the helicopter won't be as effective. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and... I love the cops that just spawn out of nowhere, too. Alright, so it doesn't matter that the car goes in the water. Oh, one thing that I really like about this game is you can swim. I cannot stand games where you touch the water, you're instantly dead. I know, like, some old NES games, like, that kind of worked for, you know, some players at the time, and, you know, it was just a thing that was... Oh, why can't... Oh... One problem that you might have also is sometimes you're trying to enter a vehicle and it just won't enter the vehicle because, I don't know, sometimes the detection is just like, it doesn't want to work with you. So, one problem, or I guess, like I said, thing that you can do to kind of exploit the game is get into a boat and nothing can chase you other than the helicopter. Now, I'll go over the perks a little bit more in depth, but you have the skills. You have a skill that can disable the helicopter, which I will just do. So I'll disable the helicopter. And then what we'll do is we'll get outside of that radius. You can see there's a little white line, and but it's a huge circle. And once you get out of it, you're good to go, and they will stop following you. And all you need to do, like I said, is disrupt the helicopter, and you're good to go. And then your escape is successful. You can still use this tactic while you're playing the main story. So that is one kind of like exploit in the game. Or I mean, you could argue it's not an exploit, but whatever. I feel like it was something that, you know, it's good to mention if you want to actually play this game. Now let me go ahead and actually show you guys what guns you can actually acquire in the game. So let me go ahead and show you all the guns and stuff like that. So you have a good variety of like different shotguns. You have the AA-12, although they named, you know, the SGR-12 because, you know, copyright issues. Oh no, wait, that's not it. This is the AA-12. I don't know if you guys watch FPS Russia, but that's a really cool gun. It's a full auto shotty. You also have your sniping. Oh, one thing to mention, because I love quick scoping in every game, this game doesn't really allow it. I did get steady aim, and I got another perk or skill that lets you like reduce weapon sway. I know I'm gonna mention everything like as if it's Call of Duty, but anyways, let me go ahead and show you the skill tree because one thing that I wanted to mention that's kind of important. I think it's under driving. Okay. So I have completed the main storyline, but I didn't do all the side missions. And it wants you to do some of these, you know, alternative missions. And if you guys are wondering how long the game is, on average, I'd say it's about 20 hours to do the main campaign. And then if you want to do like everything, collect everything, I'd say it's a pretty solid, at least 40-hour game. But a lot of that stuff gets really tedious, it gets really repetitive. And as far as the whole hacking ability and how that gameplay mechanic goes, it gets repetitive really fast. I mean, you get to blow up, you know, a steam vent, you get to blow up this little thing, or you get to make sodas come out of a machine to distract a guard. It gets really repetitive. It's nothing next gen, and I really wouldn't say that there's any moments in this game where I really felt like, wow, this is insane. Like, it doesn't give you that wow factor moment that like God of War 1 brought you or something like that. Some games just, it gives you that wow factor, and I really felt like this game lacked that. And I had a really high expectations for this game. But anyways, some of the stuff it wants you to complete some of the side missions. So you'll see I have 31 skill points because I really didn't care for too many other things. One thing that's really important in the game is going to be this. If you're going to be playing this game, I highly recommend you to get the disabled helicopter. This is like one of the best things that you can get in the game. Also, really important under combat is to get bullet resistance and also steady aim. Oh no, steady aim, you have to get this. It just reduces weapon recoil, basically like the foregrip. And then I got sniper rifle expert because I wanted a quick scope. I wanted to see if this would actually allow you to quick scope. And the auto aim in this game is ridiculous. Let me go ahead. I'd have to actually find an enemy, so I'd have to find a crime that can take some time. Actually, hold on, let's go back. Can we go back to that area? Will it give me that crime waypoint? Okay, so here's the map. Let me go ahead and show you the map. You can fast travel through certain areas in the map. Like there's one over here, which just helps out, especially when you're playing through the campaign, so you don't have to travel across everything. And there's no police boats, so like I said, it's really good to travel that way. You won't actually get fined by the cops won't try to look for you if you just run over someone or anything like that. You don't obey traffic laws, which would be stupid because the game's handling on cars, and everyone has mentioned this, it's just atrocious. I stick with motorcycles throughout the entirety of the game. I've got notes right here for what I actually want to mention in the game to determine maybe if you want to purchase this game, if you are waiting for some reviews, because like I said, I think a lot of players that have played this game have not actually finished it, and that is something that I think players should kind of complete a game, unless the game is so bad that you can't complete it. And this game, it's not bad by all means, but it doesn't live up to the expectations. I had such high expectations for this game. I really wanted some really good sci-fi, wanted some augmentations, some Deus Ex stuff in here, and that's not really here. You get as far as things that you can craft explosives, IEDs, and basically you can blow those up when you want to. You have things to disable basically electronics, and you got some things to get rid of the helicopters, and you can also disrupt sometimes when people call for reinforcements, which is kind of irrelevant because most of the times they're so far out of the way that it's very difficult to disrupt their communications, and at that point if you get too close you'll end up dying anyways, because even on easy difficulties you can't take much damage in the game. As far as story goes in the game, honestly for me, I didn't think the story was too much in depth. It could have been so much deeper, and it's just the plot twists are very, very, very vague and very weak, and there's actually a huge plot hole in the game, which I won't mention because like I said, I don't want to spoil the game for you guys. But the characters that you encounter, I wish I could show you guys, but I've actually completed the game, so if I showed you what would happen, it would kind of ruin the story. But basically, I didn't really feel like I had a connection to the characters, so if they died, I didn't really care too much about that. But there's a lot of backtracking in the game also. You go to the same areas multiple times in the game, and a lot of times in the game you'll notice, let me go ahead and fast travel to this area over here. A lot of times you'll notice that you'll incorporate the same game mechanics that you've already kind of done. As far as the story goes, basically you're trying to find out who tried to kill you, and essentially through there you meet some old friends, and basically things happen. I don't want to spoil the story like I said, because I know there's a lot of players that are interested in picking up this game for the story, and for me I thought the story was really weak, especially the ending, but like I said, I won't spoil it for you guys. As far as problems in the game that I encountered as far as glitches, sometimes you'll see people that can overlap each other, and this could be patched, I know, but the thing is, I think games should work day one out of the box. You shouldn't need an update, you shouldn't need a patch. Games should be done, when they're actually physically out, in a physical form. Even if they're going to be released digitally, I think they should patch some of that stuff, but it's nothing that's going to ruin the game. As far as other pros to the game, things that I actually really like, there's a good selection of music. Personally, for me, I didn't enjoy the music. I'm more interested in instrumentals, Two Steps from Hell, but I mean, there's got a lot of different variety. There's rock, there's rap, and there's a lot of mainstream stuff. Wu-Tang is in here, which is cool. I know some people like Wu-Tang. Let me go ahead and actually steal a vehicle and see if they'll actually call the well, he didn't stop. Okay, well, let's see if this guy stops. But there's a lot of cool things that are incorporated into this game, and I'll actually show you other things that you can do in the game when basically you've completed the game. So you have the cell phone, and you can find out everything about people, which is really, well, I guess not everything, but you can find out a lot of stuff about people. Let me go ahead and get this person out of the car. Let's see if they call the cops, because it's kind of cool when they do. And if you point the gun at them, they'll actually stop calling the police, which I think is realistic. And I think there's a lot of really cool things in the game. Now, for whatever reason, the NPCs won't actually move. If I actually stop myself from moving, and I go over here, they will not go around. I feel like sometimes the AI can be really dumb, but the real problem I have with the AI in this game is clairvoyance, which means if the enemy doesn't see you, they'll just know where you are because another enemy either saw you, or they'll hear a gunshot, or they'll find a body, they'll just know exactly where you are, which is really stupid. Clairvoyance should not be in games, and I think that sometimes games do that to compensate for their bad AI. Now this game has its, every game has its share of bad AI at moments, but at certain times in this game, it's really annoying when they just know where you are. You could be hiding behind something, and if they find a body, oh, mission fail, which is really stupid. Another thing that you can do for an exploit, this is straight up an exploit in the game. Okay, so I don't know if there's is there a gun place next to me? Okay, so there's a gun shop next to me. We'll go to that gun shop. What's cool is you can actually place a waypoint down. So I'll go ahead and place that waypoint down. I'll show you another exploit in the game. I like to find out, different things in games, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the music because I'm not really interested in listening to Pharrell. If they had 2 Steps from Hell, I'd be super down to listen to that. But we'll go ahead and go to that gun shop, and I'll show you basically how you can make money in the game relatively quick. And money is not really needed in the game, though. I mean, you could use it for some of the mini games that you play in the game. Also, there's like a few quick time events in this game. I don't know if there's like maybe like 5. There's very few quick time events in the game, so I know they were showing off more quick time events, making it look like there's going to be multiple quick time events in this game, but there's really not that many. So what you can do is you can pull out your gun and hold on. There you go. So hold on. Hold on. Who's calling? Oh no. Excuse me? Yeah, can you repeat that? Alright, so we can steal from him. Who's calling the police? Nope. We leave no witnesses? Okay. So as long as you leave no witnesses. Who's calling? A lot of the audio in this game will actually repeat too. So we've already stolen the money from him. I think if you... Oh my gosh, they're calling... Everyone's calling the police. We leave no witnesses. Okay, hold on. The shotguns have ridiculous range for enemies, but for you, yeah, you don't get that awesome range. Oh, by the way, the goblin is the best weapon in the game. Which is basically the burst fire weapon in the game. Okay, we're good? Oh, you're gonna call the police too. Okay, well then you can die. Okay, everyone's almost dead, but I gotta do this, otherwise the cops will be after me, and then I have to go all the way back. Okay, and then I couldn't do the exploit that I'm trying to show you guys. Alright, so the exploit is... Okay, he's not over the counter. You can rob the same area multiple times, so... Okay, I don't know if he's dead or not. It doesn't really matter. So what we can do, you can basically go to another area or come back to the area later when you circle the block, and then the guy will be there, and you can rob him over and over. So essentially, you can rob the same place over and over. It's I don't know if you want to consider it an exploit, but I personally think that's an exploit if the same guy can get robbed over and over. Another thing I wanted to mention in this game, you can't save, which is really... It frustrated me because there's a lot of parts in the game where I wanted to show you guys where any glitch and other things would happen in the game, but I can't show you because I can't save it at a specific time in the game. I'd have to go all the way back and basically start a new save. Let me go ahead and show you another digital trip because I think that those are kind of cool because it adds more to the game after you've actually completed it. Actually, I wanted to know if you can digital trip in a car. I guess you can. Okay, we're gonna do the psychedelic one. And let me see, check out my other notes that I had for this. Oh, the cars will have really bad handling. I think I already mentioned that. Like, they need Yokohama tires on these cars. Like, that really needs to be incorporated. Even the sports cars, they don't handle as well as I really think that they should. Especially if they're, sports cars, you'd expect them to have a little bit better for handling. But this is just another mini game. This is kind of entertaining. The other ones, I missed it because I was looking at my notes. Basically, you just keep on bouncing from flower to flower. I guess we'll go a little bit further. But I mean, it's pretty repetitive. I mean, it's only so fun for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And I guess you can get to the top of the leaderboards if you want. But you know what? We're just going to go ahead and crash into the wall. And we're going to go ahead and wake up. Get rid of that. And let's see. Other things I want to mention in the game. Okay, the loading is not too bad in the game. I honestly thought the loading would be bad because the world is so big. But the game is not necessarily optimized. You'll have this little hacking game when you try to hack some things. I'm going to show you some other hacking things in the game. Can I show you? I guess we can go to the hideout. And there's not really too many cool things in the game that's really futuristic that Deus Ex would have. I'm talking about the first Deus Ex, not the Human Revolution, which is a pretty good game. But I mean, the first Deus Ex, we all know that one's where it's at. But as far as the game goes, if you're trying to decide for yourself if you actually want to purchase this game, and if this game lives up to the hype, it's not a bad game at all. Like I said, it's a good solid 20-hour game, but a lot of times you'll be feeling like you're doing the same things over and over, and you'll just be going to this guy, and this guy wants, if you need help from this guy, he wants you to complete this task, and then you get to complete that task, and then like, oh, I need someone to hack this, or something like that, and then you have to find the guy, and then once you finally find the guy, he asks for a request, and then it kind of just does this whole loop thing. And the coolest character to me in the game, like I said, if you want to read the description, I'll add a lot more stuff that does technically spoil the game for you guys, but there's a really cool character in the game that like I said, if you want to read the description box, I'll mention him a little bit more. But I mean, the game is not a bad game. It's a very solid game if you're interested in picking up an open world game. But if you had high expectations and you wanted something that's totally new, totally next gen, and super, you know, sci-fi oriented, this is not for you. It's not anything too out of the ordinary. That's really what I was looking forward to. So I was disappointed with this game simply because I had high expectations, especially since they were showing off this game like this was the next game that's gonna blow everyone out of the water, and it's nothing more than, to me at least, than just a bunch of little small like escort, well, basically it feels like you're doing errands for people throughout the entire game, throughout the main story, and even if you do the side missions, they're basically find this person. I've done like a few of them, and basically you just find someone and you basically bring them down and you chase them. Also, one thing that you can do in the game is there's a lot of areas where, like, as far as the bosses go, basically you'll be led on a chase scene after you engage them. And what you can do is, if you can get into the right position and kill them before the chase even starts, you can actually prevent that chase from happening, and then all you have to do is do that little thing that I was talking about, where you just go ahead and get on the boat and then no one can follow you, except for the helicopters, which you can disable. So, as far as the game goes, would I personally purchase this game if, you know, I was interested in, oh my gosh, there's a cop. Oh, there's a whole vigilante system. Let me see if the cop will actually try to do anything, because I don't know if I'm wanted. Okay. I guess I'm not. But there's like a whole like Paragon, Renegade, or good and evil system in the game, and I went all the way evil because I wanted to complete the game as quickly as possible and you know, find out, you know, what happens, because I wanted to know the story more than anything, because I really wanted to know what they had to bring to the table. And it's not like, the writing is pretty high up there, but the execution of the whole game in general is just, it's not up to par with what the hype was and what I felt like a lot of players expected from this game. So I would not recommend this game if you wanted something super, you know, next gen. You wanted to have that wow factor in a game, but it has a little bit of you know, cool things. Like, basically what I mean is the ideas in this game were so good, but the execution just, it wasn't there. But if you're looking for a game that really has like a great I guess you could say like an ending to where it kind of incorporates technology, I would really recommend Deus Ex Human Revolution, that has like the deepest, like, I don't know if I want to say story, but the deepest, the deepest, like, I really don't know what to, it's just much deeper. Let's just put it like that. The game is just much deeper, and oh, you might see some artifacting, but that can be fixed. I mean, that could be technically some type of GPU error, but I mean, I have a GTX 590. I'm running on an Intel 2600, but I don't really feel like it's my computer that can handle this game. It's just the optimization issues. I mean, I've got 16 gigs of RAM. And yeah, so like I said, hope this helps you guys if you guys are interested in picking up the game yourself. Like I said, if you're looking for the next gen game, is not here, guys. I'm sorry. Deus Ex is still, to me, more of a deeper game, and it has like a deeper meaning if you complete the game. This game just just doesn't have it. It's just too mediocre for me. But that's my take on it. If you guys want to read more, like I said, visit the description box below. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. HD Gaming signing out.